I'm at a point where like I don't want to be holding onto anything that's over a year. And it actually sold on Depop for $105. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm gonna start it out strong, just pulling some orders. I'm actually going to show you some, well, I have one really exciting item that sold, but first I'm gonna pull some orders and then talk to you guys a little bit about my kind of update on my inventory. So the first thing to sell, hopefully you can see it's not too shaky in here. So the first thing is gonna be this Aeropostale kind of jean jacket. Now, this has a lot of discoloration, but it has these really cool patches and or pins on them. So like Desert Storm. And then the back has so many patchwork details and stuff like that. And I honestly thought it was going to sell for much more. Hello, Mar. Hi, Mar. I honestly, sorry, thought this was going to sell for a lot more money than originally what it kind of sold for. I just accepted an offer this morning, which is I think Friday. It sold for $28 on Poshmark. So okay, next sale is actually, let me see how I can pull this down. Okay, one moment. So next sale is going to be in this bin, and it is going to be, whoops, little gem is stuck on the lid. So this wants to keep falling down. So this is a halogen kind of cardigan. As you can see, it's really cute. It's long lined. It is kind of like a, I don't know, crocheted. It has really cute like gems on it. And I have had this for quite a while, to be honest with you. Both of those items I've had. I dropped prices recently, and I'll talk a little bit about it in just a little bit, but I've dropped a lot of prices on things that just honestly have been sitting for quite a while for me. So this one sold to an offer for $25. So I'm still happy about it. I did only spend about $1 at the Goodwill outlet, and I feel like that is fine. So this next piece, or last most exciting, was Off the White by Virgil. And this piece was actually retired and pretty rare. So if you could see, it has really cool, like, almost like bug beading. So there's like butterflies and beetles and bees. And then the back is so cool. It has the Off-White logo, and again, it's all beaded, embroidered. If you can see, this piece is probably honestly one of a kind. I've never really found Off-White. This was the only time that I actually found it at the Goodwill outlet, like last year, sometime early last year. And it kind of sat for a while, but that's okay. I knew it was gonna sit for a while, take a particular buyer, and it actually sold on Depop for $105. So, and I was pretty shocked, but all the kind of logos and everything looks and was like branded and stuff, because I've never found Off-White, so I was like nervous, but everything looked to be checked out, and yeah, I'm so excited it's going to a new home. Okay. So I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about kind of what's going on in my kind of storage room, or closet, you should say. So as you can see, I have all of these clear tubs, right? And they're labeled, but something that recently happened is I did pull a muscle in my back and my neck, and I'm pretty sure it was from my inventory. So that's kind of why I haven't been posting for like the last week. It's just like I've kind of been recovering and just taking time to like make sure I don't hurt my back again. But that is a pinpoint or pain point of my inventory. It's just too hard on my body when it's stacked. There's nothing wrong with this type of inventory. I'm just saying it's not working for me. So moving forward, let me show you kind of what I was thinking about. So sorry, one sec. So originally I had this as my storage unit, which is the, I'll put like what it is exactly from IKEA. Sorry. But it is an IKEA shelving unit, and they have boxes. So they have like cube boxes, and this is kind of where I keep my, I don't know, like some of my stuff for my business. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually, I have one in my laundry room, and I'm thinking of actually taking it and using that and then buying another one and just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of like basically updating my inventory and keeping all my stuff there. And the reason why I say this, and like I said before, is I'm just having some issues with pulling that inventory, and the boxes are too heavy. And also, these boxes are a real eyesore for me. I know it's just inventory, but this shows me a lot of clutter, and it's contributing to some anxiety that I'm having from it, just because my business and my inventory is in my home. I don't have a storage unit. So, and I don't plan on doing that. I've gone the storage unit route and it just did not work for me. I like having my stuff here. So what I have been doing is I have this box over here, and these are kind of like the purgatory. So all these items I've actually gone through. I've looked on Vendu. I still have it for a couple days, but I'm looking to see when they were listed. And most of these items have been listed for over a year and a half, maybe. So I've dropped prices, but if they do not sell within 2 weeks, I will actually be sending them to ThredUp or taking them to the buy sell trade store. And then I want to slowly start moving this inventory into that new way of storing my stuff. I have some inventory over here that I need to put away, but yeah, that's going to ThredUp, that little pile, but those are all just items that I'm getting rid of. And I'm kind of really, like, I was kind of beating myself up for it a little bit, because I was like, well, I've had these items for over a year, and I'm like, I should, try to get some money out of them. But I'm at a point where, like, I don't want to be holding onto anything that's over a year. Over a year to me signifies that it's too slow of a mover. And yeah, like, I'm tired of holding on to so much inventory. As you can see, like, that's a lot of stuff. And I know it doesn't look like it, but like, each bin is filled. Right, Mar? She's sitting with me. 25 or 30 bins possibly. And then I have like a hall closet, and then some of my personal closet with items hanging up. So yeah, I decided that enough is enough. I'm going to get rid of some stuff. And I think the biggest turning point for me too is realizing that when I had 1,600 items, I'm selling the similar amount that when I had that. So that tells me that I don't need to have a big store, and I don't want to have a big store. It's just too much clutter for me personally. So yeah, my ideal number I'm thinking is around 500, but I'm not going to do it in a fast or rushed way. I'm going to do it kind of in a slow, steady way of just, going through each box, seeing what's been here for a while. And I haven't really done that. I did that a little bit, but I didn't check to see how long items were listed, and I kind of like, I'm beating myself up a little bit because I'm like doing redundant work, but I plan to do like declutters anyways. It's going to be a part of what I do for my business. Like each week I'm going to dedicate like an hour to look at my inventory and see what's sitting, what needs price drops, what is not selling for me anymore. And I'm not saying that I'm going to declutter it each week, but I am going to do it probably quarterly. So every 3 to 4 months, I'm going to reevaluate my inventory and make sure what I have is actually moving. So yeah, that's my little update. I'm really excited. I'll bring you guys along with me. I am moving in the next like few months, so I may not transition all of my boxes over to that way, but I do want to, just because I really want to help out like my back, and like I just don't want to hurt myself, and it's just too much at this point. So yeah, that is my update. I'm going to pack up those orders, and then I'm actually going to take you to the thrift store, and that is something too that I'm going to be implementing more of, is just kind of going to the thrift stores and basically like not only relying on the Goodwill outlet, because for a long time I was only sourcing at the Goodwill outlet, and while that's not bad per se, one second, let me get. Okay, so like I was saying, it's not bad to only, sorry, trying to make sure it's not wobbly. It's not bad to only rely on the Goodwill outlet, right? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but what I'm noticing is I'm accumulating a lot of stuff from the Goodwill outlet that is not moving all the time for me quickly enough. So yes, I do get some stuff that sells really quickly for me from the Goodwill outlet that's good brands, good styles, and is in good condition. But a lot of times those stuff for me are, some of them, I would say probably like, I don't know, not half, but like maybe 60% to 70% is selling quickly, right? I've gotten a lot better with my sourcing, but there is that 30% of items that I'm picking up that either have a flaw, maybe I get home and then I just decide that they have too much wear, or I recheck comps when I get home and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have picked that up. So I really just want to stop picking up items like that, and I think the best course of action that I can do, and I know I change this all the time, and like, you know, I feel like it's fine as long as I'm like improving. I don't need to like feel bad about it for changing it. It's just kind of part of like growing as a business owner, is like figuring out things that will work for you and things that won't. So moving forward, I'm going to try and go to the Goodwill outlet only once a week and pick up half of my inventory there, and the rest of it I will try to get from the regular thrift stores. So yeah, enough of me blabbing and talking about this. I'm going to pack up these orders, and then we're going to go to the thrift store and hopefully find some good stuff. I don't care if I only find like 2 or 3 items. I'm going to still show you guys. I'm going to still be excited. That is something I'm working on, because I've been unmotivated basically, because I've gone to the thrift store and I only find 1 or 2 things, but I have to change my mindset about it and realize that it is a positive thing and not a negative thing. So yeah, let's pack these orders up. I'm going to probably show you the process, speed it up, because I've already showed you what sold, but I want to kind of show you my little packing and stuff. So yeah. next thing I'm gonna pass on is this Talbot. It's really cool. It's actually vintage and it's size 10 and 100% wool, but I just feel like it's gonna sit, and especially going out of, like, I don't know, as we're transitioning, I'm trying not to pick up super bulky items. I just feel like it'll sit. Okay, something else I'm leaving behind, only for $6. This is Free People. It's called the Brooklyn Tunic Sweater, but when I check comps, they were at like a 30% sell-through rate. Okay, I'm gonna also leave this. This is called Town's Craft, and it's really cool, like vintage cardigan. Hopefully you can see. Vintage cardigan, but it does actually have a spot on it, and when I check comps, I really didn't find a lot, and I'm not a huge fan on the color. So actually the only thing I'm getting is this quince cardigan. There are just a tiny few spots I can wash, but that's quince. Organic, hopefully you can see, organic cotton boyfriend oversized cardigan. This brand in particular does really well for me, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, so we're gonna go to one more store and see if we can find anything. Okay, hopefully you can see me and the lighting is okay and it doesn't look bad. So I spent, let's see, I had a 20% off coupon, so I spent around $24.59, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 things in there. So I'm just gonna show you guys real quickly because I am pretty hungry and I'm gonna go and get something to eat. But the first thing I got was for $5.29. I got this marine layer, and this is, hold on, let me see if I can pull up real quick. 1 second. Okay, so hopefully it's a lot better. I think you can see me a lot better. So again, this is marine layer. It's called the rainbow, like, striped sweatshirt, and I've sold it a couple times. It pretty much sells very quickly for me, so that's why I was picking it up. And honestly, what I am trying to do, and just be a lot pickier and just like really pick up things that are hopefully gonna sell for me a lot quicker. So that was kind of my game plan going in there. Now this is a hit or miss brand for me, but I'll explain why I decided to get it. So this was Chico's. They did price it at $7.99, but this is the newer label of Chico's. Hopefully you can see that. And it's this really cool, like, textured cardigan, and hopefully, let me back up my seat. Okay, hopefully you can see it, but it's open front, it's textured, and then it's a little longer line. So I thought it has some good sellable factors for it. And these types of things from Chico's tend to sell really well for me. If they're like cardigans, like kimonos, any type of thing like that from Chico's, they do sell well. Next thing I found, this was on a new rack. I really didn't find all too much there. I spent over an hour, and like, it was just a lot of brands that they priced up a lot of things, which is kind of sad, and something I have to take into consideration when I go to the thrift stores. But I might try some buy sell trade stores too to see if I can find anything. This is called Urban Tribe. That's the brand. Sorry, you may not be able to tell. But this is a really adorable kind of, it's embroidered all the way through. It does have crocheted lace detail, and it's this kind of like lime green color. It's a cardigan, and it's 100% cotton. So size large. It's so like beautiful. I loved it. They only priced it at $3.99, and I did check comps, and some of these were selling around $30. So I felt this was a good enough pickup for about $3. So I loved that. Next thing I found for $4.49 on a new rack was this, a Jones New York size small. It is a slip dress. It's not silk. I wish it was, but It's not, it's a pastel, like maxi floral satin. It's so pretty. It's got a nice like fairy core style, like a pastel and kind of dainty floral. So I feel like this will sell really well. I do like getting Jones, New York, just because their slip dresses, in my opinion, have sold for me in the past, as long as it has enough sellable factors. So the last thing I found for $8.99, which I think was one of the most expensive, was this Pilcrow in, well, this is the newer tag of Pilcrow, but this is an Anthropologie brand. And I believe when I was checking comps, this is called the Andy pants. Let me know. It might have showed up. I'll put it on the screen for you guys, but it's these really, they're kind of like worn in jeans. They're high rise, but they have like a flared distress hem. And I did see that they were still selling on Anthropologie's website. So that's why I kind of took a chance on them. I know the Colette pants, and then there's another brand from Anthropologie that if you can find those pants, they sell really well. But because this was the newer tag, I don't think they really recognized it was Anthropologie. It's a size 27. But yeah, I was super excited to find all these things. So I think that's all that I have for the video today. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. Also, let me know if you guys have found any great things lately, or just like how your sourcing has going. I know reselling is changing a lot, and I feel like it's changing a lot for me as well. And I'm just really trying to pick up things that are going to sell quickly for me and just not hold on to so much inventory. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video next week. Bye. See you later.